And now we are officially recording.
Hooray!
I guess I should do the intro because I gave you the reins the last time, so now
It
no.
was terrible. It was
No, it
terrible.
was
Never give me the
fantastic.
reins again.
I'm gonna give you the reins every single time that I can. In fact,
This isn't
Chaz, you
Santa's
get the
sleigh.
reins. You introduce the part.
This isn't Santa's sleigh. This is the Gilcast. Can't just give reins to something like that.
That was how we're introducing the part.
This is part a million.
Actually, I think it's part 8. So you
Oh,
know it's gonna be good because that's my number.
that's your favorite number?
That is my favorite number, 8. I can't
Seems to
explain
be a
it.
lot of people's favorite number.
Really? I thought I was the only one.
It's the
Now,
Queen's
now,
favorite
now
number.
I feel like everybody. I'm not special.
Maybe it's an East Coast thing.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Maybe it's
I
unique
was
on the
born
West
on the
Coast.
East Coast.
That's right.
I was
So
born
maybe
in
that's
Florida.
why it's your favorite number.
I don't know. I live on the West Coast though. Is this the part where I talk about Gildum's origins? Because I feel like that's a really hard
X-Men
subject.
Origins.
Don't they just have one movie and it was supposed to be divided into several stories?
Yeah, like I was like really anticipating the like the Cyclops one.
Oh, that would have been good. I
Because
think.
Cyclops was one of my favorite characters as a kid. I don't
Really?
know why, but
I
yeah.
mean, he's a pretty legit character. I
I
think.
just thought his outfit was like awesome. Like I
Yeah,
thought like, with the whole visor and stuff.
yeah.
I thought that was cool.
I would have been really interested to see Charles and Magneto's.
Charles, well, didn't they do that with First Class a little?
Yeah, but I mean, like a real backstory. Kind of what they did with Wolverine.
Okay, like the whole history.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a cool. I don't mind that movie. A lot of people don't really like it, but I don't mind that movie.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty legit. I like the fact that you got Sabretooth and Wolverine like as kids and they're kind of looking after each other because they're
Yeah.
brothers and it was awesome. And I was like, yeah, I kind of dig this. It's good. I've always kind of liked Sabretooth also, so that kind of helped.
Kinda right.
Little cameo for everybody listening.
She was pointing something out to me.
Okay. That was Chaz's girlfriend.
She was pointing. I couldn't see the picture she was trying to show me.
Aww. So
It
it
was
hasn't
of,
quite been Valentine's Day, but all the same, you were
It's
telling me some of your
posted-
plans.
And they all went through the shredder exactly as I thought it would. Because me, I make plans. Like I make all these extensive plans and then I go, you know what? Nope.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, my plans went through the shredder too. The shredder.
I didn't even know you had plans.
I didn't. And then my heart melted.
Uh-oh.
No, it's good. It's good. Because generally the saying is, you got an icy heart, and if it melts, it means that something touched you. It warmed the inner fills.
Oh, what warmed your heart?
Okay, all right. Get this.
Did you find like a baby lamb or something?
No. Although that would probably do it. What happened was, you see, a term that I like to describe is I go on Facebook and I ask, can I be the Ebenezer Scrooge of Valentine's Day?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Humbug.
I hate Valentine's Day, screw everybody and their feelings. But I already talked about it in the last parts. It's just, there's a lot of negative association. But this year, my grandma, what she did was she knew I couldn't have chocolate, all right? I'm on a diet, can't have chocolate.
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, no chocolate.
Yeah,
That's rough.
so even harder to celebrate Valentine's Day because you're just straight up like can't even have the best part of it, because you're single and you're trying to like kind of cope with the hard reality of everything. But I digress because self-absorbed first world problems aside, I can't even cope with it with just gorging myself on chocolate. What my grandma did is, she got me a thing of pineapple.
Ooh, you do like
I
pineapple.
love pineapple. There is no like. It's straight up love. It's my
Oh,
favorite
it's
fruit.
straight love.
It's the best. So yeah, she
Is it
just
like a real pineapple? She got you pineapple, or she got you like slices and stuff?
okay, so the grocery store that I usually go to, they have like little bins of fruit,
Mm-hmm.
like already pre-prepared fruit. Like they didn't do anything to it. They just like arranged it so it's like here's like a thing of berries, like blueberries, strawberries
Yeah.
that you can just kind of eat. Or it's like here's like a fruity mix of stuff, and they have just like a bin of pineapple, like
Hmm.
little chunks, little pineapple chunks.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, she just got me one of those, and I was just like, oh, great. I love pineapple. It's like the one thing to actually make me feel better about this, and I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, she totally gave me a thing of pineapple. I was like, yes. And so I ate. Well, I didn't eat it because it's not Valentine's Day yet, but guess what I'm gonna do?
You're gonna eat it on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'll probably mix it in something. I don't. Actually, I take that back. I'll probably eat it plain. I was gonna say I'll probably mix it into like either Cheerios or oatmeal, but then I was thinking, I was like, nah, that's not gonna work out too well. It's like adding orange slices to those things. Something about it just
Mhm.
doesn't sound quite like it will blend perfectly. Maybe
Mhm.
maybe it's like the citric acid.
It's quite possible.
But that
Um,
said, it's a good side dish.
yes.
So
Um,
so
I don't really put
anyways,
anything in my cereal.
I
I
do.
just I kind of just eat it plain.
I wish I could eat it plain, but you gotta understand, Chaz. I'm not trying to make a big deal on my diet, and I'm not trying to say I'm better off than anybody else. I want to make that clear. The way you eat cereal is probably because it tastes great and it doesn't need anything to add. I have to stick with Cheerios because it's to my knowledge, it's the lowest in sodium when it comes to cereal. Regular plain Cheerios, that's what I go with. So for my money, adding fruit really helps a lot with the blandness of it.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. Now, if it was say anything else, even like honey nut Cheerios, I could eat that shit raw because it's good. It's delicious. It has a lot of flavor. It tastes great.
Would you say, can you eat like Wheaties?
Yeah, I could do Wheaties because
I don't like
this
Wheaties. Oh wait, no, I do like Wheaties.
it has enough
I
of
like it
like the
better than
wheat flavor.
cornflakes.
Yeah, I could do cornflakes plain.
Can you do grape nuts?
That's a tough one because grape
You'd have to look
nuts.
at it probably.
I've had grape nuts. My mom really likes grape nuts, and I can't explain it. So I've had grape nuts. The problem with it is, it's really hard. Like it's crunchy, obviously, but it's really hard. It's not like, say, honey bunches of oats that has the little granola
Oh, can you
clusters.
have that?
Uh, well, I mean, they all have higher sodium content than regular Cheerios.
Okay, okay, okay.
That's the thing about why I'm saying like I can have Cheerios because like I get the idea, and I did look up a lot of these, and my problem is the cutoff for like whatever I have on my diet that I'm really
Hmm.
hesitant about is if the content of the sodium is above 150 milligrams.
150. Is that your allowance?
No, 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 no. I want to make that clear. My allowance is 600 milligrams per meal, but
Ooh.
150 is like a quarter of that, And obviously, when you
Yeah, that's
make a
a lot.
meal, like yeah, yeah, you kind of combine a whole bunch of things. And for breakfast, it's usually I have to pay close attention to the limit because that's the one meal I will usually like reach the max at. Everything else is kind of more easy to go about because I have a lot of vegetables. I have a lot of I have a lot of like vegetables, some fruit, uh, almonds, that kind of thing, and a lot of that doesn't really have a lot of sodium in it. Although I do have some of that, was it frozen chicken that has a little bit of sodium in it. So depending on what I get, so it's a big gamble on the whole entire
Salted almond.
salted. No, I don't have salted almonds. Also, technical difficulties. So hold on to your hats, viewers. It's all good. And now I got him back. Call's back in session. The audio might be a little off.
It's gonna sound different.
I had to hop on Skype. For some reason, Discord does not like. I don't know. It's a weird situation because whenever I decide to talk to my friend over long distances, because you live on the East Coast, I live on the West Coast.
Yeah.
For some reason, Discord doesn't seem to like that. But whenever I talk to my friend who's within the same state, don't have any issues.
I'd say the people I've talked to on Discord, they're all been in my state too, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not the only one. I also talk to other folks that like.
Does it give you problems with them too?
Yeah, it does.
Are they on the East Coast, or are they like,
They're like on the eastern side of America. They're on the
So
eastern
you'd say
continents.
like you would say like never mind. You know what? I think I get it.
Yeah. It's basically like for some reason if it's a decent length away, for some reason the call quality just like drops, and so like I don't know, calls get dropped. I have to go reset everything. It's crazy. Whenever I talk to anybody local, not an issue whatsoever. It's weird.
I don't know, man.
I don't either. I don't know technology. I'm just a backwards hillbilly.
I don't know either. I'm probably worse than you when it comes to technology.
I don't get technology.
I don't get technology
all
either.
these wires and signals confuse my small little brain.
You know what really confuses my small little brain? Whenever anybody talks about like computer specs and stuff, they're like, "Hey, so what's your specs?" I'm like, "I don't know.
Oh, I know what they're talking about.
I got Windows 10.
Okay.
Is that specs?
Okay, so
My computer doesn't have glasses.
No. Okay, so you know all the things about building a PC.
Yeah.
That's specs.
Yeah.
They're talking
but
about
I don't know the answer to. I can't. That's a question I cannot give an answer to.
Okay, so I don't know. I guess for your sake, because you kind of have a pre-made like setup,
No,
right?
I have a pre-made setup.
Yeah, so you're just kind of like I'm not really sure because they're probably talking about like what's your RAM size, what's your memory size.
What's a RAM?
Uh,
Like the St. Louis Rams who
no,
moved
no,
to
no. We're talking computer
Vegas
terms here. It's computer terms. It has nothing completely different.
Okay. Well, would you say RAM is a good thing?
Bigger numbers are better. Usually with computers, bigger numbers are better.
Gotcha.
It's the idea.
So like Windows 10 is better than Windows 7.
Windows is kind of in a category of its own.
I gotcha. Even though people are like, oh, I run Linux or whatever the heck
Linux.
with the penguin.
Yeah. That's another category entirely.
I know a few guys who actually.
I mean, Linux is essentially like I think it's an operating system.
It is.
Yeah.
It's an open source one.
Yeah, it's the third brand. You got Apple, you got Windows, and then you got Linux.
Well, I'm happy to stick with Windows if it means not changing too much in my current day-to-day functions.
Also, I'm not entirely sure, but I hear Linux is kind of confusing if you don't understand anything in terms of like how to get things working.
Oh boy, I will totally love Linux because I know
It's
nothing.
not I think it's for more of the computer savvy sort of person.
Guess what? I'm not.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in terms of skill, Apple would be best for us because it's pretty straightforward and simple. But I have bad luck with Apple.
I've never bought an Apple product in my entire life.
I've every Apple product that I've gotten usually doesn't work,
I've never bought a single Apple product in my life,
and that's like 3
I'm
products.
I'm not going to buy one.
I have no need to. I mean, with my luck, I feel like I should just stay away from them. Windows usually works for me, so I just stick with what does that.
I mean, I don't have an iPod. I've never had an iPod. I've never had an iPad.
I bought a Zune.
I'd never had an MP3 player.
I bought a Zune back when that was popular, back when that was the choice.
Zoom.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Microsoft Music.
Yeah. I mean, it worked. It was basically an iPod with half the functionality.
My friend had what was it called? Oh my god, Zen.
I have no idea what that is.
It was pretty nice, his thing.
I mean, the Zoom was pretty nice too. I mean, it wasn't like super fancy. Well, I think the price made it super fancy. They were like I don't know. They were several times over from what you would pay for like an iPod. But I mean that's how scornful I was of iProducts because I was like, I got an iPod. I got like one of those iPod shuffles. And I was like, it didn't work, and that's stupid.
Well, I can't even tell the difference between like iPhones and iPods anymore. They kind of look alike.
Can you make a call with an iPod?
Yeah, if you use like Wi-Fi and you have one of those headphones that have like a microphone output on it.
That
So
seems like too
technically-
much work.
It is.
So, the iPhone is just, it's a more simpler version of that.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's your answer.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't tell the difference by looking at it.
Oh.
'Cause they look
design-wise,
alike.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Man, I mean, like, iProducts are kind of crazy. They got the Apple Watches, the iWatches, whatever they're called.
I have seen the Galaxy Gear Watch or whatever the heck they're called.
I've seen a Fitbit.
My coworker has a Fitbit. 'Cause
They-
she's all into fitness and stuff.
They seem really nice.
I don't know what I'd do with it.
Well, considering I run, I think that's the usage I get out of one.
Then you would get more usage out of it than I would.
But I have to work on my cardio for my blood pressure.
That would be nice. That's a good exercise. You're
I
gonna
tr-
be so fit, man. You're gonna be like
Nah,
Pepsi Man.
nah. I don't even like Pepsi.
You're
Well-
gonna be like Pepsi Man. I mean, you're not gonna be like Pepsi.
I will paint myself red and be like, no. I'll write in white letters, fuck you, Pepsi Man.
But Pepsi Man's better than Coke Man.
No. There isn't even a Coke Man.
Exactly. That's why he's
And
so
also,
much
if
better.
there was a Coke Man, I mean, people would probably get the wrong impression.
Coke Man.
Well, I mean, you know why it's called Coca-Cola, right? Where the name comes from.
Because they got cocaine in it.
Not anymore, but back in the day, in order to
You don't know
Make-
that. There could be cocaine.
really small, like, traces of cocaine that don't really turn up on a drug test. I don't think that's possible, to be honest.
Small bits of cocaine that doesn't come on a drug
Well,
test.
I'm just hear me out. I think if you actually analyze it, like go through one of those like drug tests that literally like print out everything that's in the urine or whatnot, I'm willing to bet it would still show up. It'd just be like a really small percentage of what's in the system. I mean, those exist, right? I don't know. I haven't taken a drug test in like forever.
They never actually made me take a drug test before.
Yeah, they never made me take a drug test. I hear drug tests. I hear that like if you go into management, they make you take drug tests there.
Hmm.
But I refuse to go into management.
Oh, you mean management where you work?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think they ever make you take a drug test where I work. I mean, they could, but like almost all workplaces have that. You're subject to random drug tests and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, my job does that too.
But I don't know. I haven't been subject to one ever.
One day you might be.
I mean, and if they do, then it's gonna come out clean. It's gonna come out 99% coffee. They're gonna be like, wow, this guy drinks a lot of coffee.
Caffeine.
It's coffee.
I mean, like I don't know. I'd be willing to suspect coffee might not show up. But the caffeine would.
No. My test, like my blood, all the liquid in me is coffee.
It's
Like
just
I got
your
a
blood's gonna be
transfusion.
literally coffee.
It's I got a transfusion that I actually run on coffee.
I feel like that. Okay, you know what?
It would kill you.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say for the sake of everything. Okay, whatever. I believe you. Coffee. Java. It's like that one scene from George of the Jungle. You know the one that I'm talking about?
I've never actually seen that movie.
Oh my god, there's this one scene where basically George just loads up on coffee because he sees a commercial
Hmm.
and the commercial it's like of this couple and they're sharing a cup of coffee
Hmm.
and so at this point I think George is he has a crush on Ursula.
Yes.
And so the whole idea is, and I think he literally says this because I don't remember entirely, but he's like, if George get coffee, then Ursula would like George. And so he finds some coffee and he starts eating it, just like eating the grounds. Yeah. And so he starts eating it and he just becomes super hyperactive. And then there's like this good I want to say minute of him just saying Java, 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 Java over and over, but he's like really hyped up on the stuff.
Java.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
me.
It's
That's me sometimes, man. I gotta say.
it's one of the greatest things. I'm pretty sure there's a clip on YouTube that you could just go watch.
That's me sometimes when I scoop too much coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I get the hype. It's on accident, by the way. I don't purposely put too much coffee.
Hey, it's all good, bro.
Coffee is a decent thing to have, I suppose, on a diet. I don't know.
I don't like coffee.
Well, it's a shame. You live near a good city where there's good coffee.
I know, it's a little ironic. I mentioned this in a previous post, I think. In a previous part.
I would totally buy some coffee when I get there.
And I would treat you to some. If you want some good coffee, because I happen to know this, don't go to one of the generic coffee places that we got here. Actually, go to an actual cafe.
Now, but the OG Starbucks is there, right?
I cannot say. I'm not that in tune to the coffee.
I thought the OG Starbucks was.
I don't know.
close.
They got like 1,000 coffee places here, Chaz.
You know what? I'll just try.
They got. You
I have
ever heard
so
of the brand
many places.
Seattle's Best?
I've had. Yeah, they have that here.
Yeah. Guess where that
In, like,
started?
Chicago.
Yeah, you nailed it. My point is, they got like 1,000, chain coffee stores. I'm talking about you want a good cup of coffee, go to like a cafe, and they got those. And they do all these special little things that that you can do with like the coffee. You know, the baristas, they just go to town, make a decent cup of coffee. It's like go there you go. That's
Yeah,
where you
but
go to get an actual cup
see,
of
I
coffee.
don't need anything fancy because I drink my coffee black.
They got special black cups of coffee.
Then if they got like, the
Trust me,
super blend of
I
deliciousness,
had
then
some.
I
It was terrible, but I was super hyperactive after I had some. No flavor, no nothing. I went with the blackest thing. It was terrible. I shouldn't even done it.
sounds
It's the
delicious.
worst mistake you can make when you don't like coffee.
I love black coffee.
No, I absolutely hate coffee. I went, I think my problem was I didn't know. I
Didn't know that you would like it.
I didn't know it was like the darkest cup of coffee you could have gotten in the whole entire cafe.
That sounds like heavenly to me.
I was under the guise that it was something else, but then again, I don't do coffee terms, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
have known. Anyways, I went to this cafe, got a really black cup of coffee. Didn't add anything to it because I don't know about you, but I'm a man. I'm gonna drink whatever I get just because I ordered it. I'm not gonna waste it. So I did it. I drank the whole entire cup. It was terrible. There was another reason for it though. I was with my ex at the time.
Oh, you were trying to impress a girl.
No, I wasn't actually. That was the funny thing. I was just like, I decided to hang out with my ex. We went to a cafe because she was a frequent customer at this one cafe,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I got this cup of coffee. I wasn't trying to impress her. I was just drinking it because it's like I ordered it and might as well drink it. By the end of it, I was like really hyperactive and ready to do whatever.
I'm hyped, guys.
Yeah. I was kind of sleepy when I started visiting her. I was super awake by the time we left. It hit me like a ton of
You want to go
bricks.
for a run? You want to go for a run? Let's do it.
It was I don't know. I remember I think it was my second date actually.
Ooh.
So it wasn't bad. It wasn't on the decline at that point. It was like still getting to know about like her and her interests
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It was good. That day was all right.
But besides the coffee,
Well, I mean, yeah. The after effects were great, but the beginning effects were just kind of like, oh god, why did I do this? I wasn't even trying to impress her. Believe me, had I known it was the blackest cup of coffee, would have chosen something else.
I think you would like a nice mocha.
I mean, I just don't like the taste of coffee in general.
It tastes more like chocolate.
Yeah, that's what they say. It doesn't. Guess who tried a mocha one time?
You?
Yeah. Guess who didn't like a mocha because it still tastes like coffee?
You're trying the wrong mocha, man.
No, I guarantee you could give me like 10 different mochas.
I'm gonna give you the monster mocha.
I've had it.
Oh, you have?
I've had it. And you
That's
know
like
what?
one of my favorite mochas.
Didn't care for it. I mean, I'll say this about mocha. I'll drink it because it's at least bearable, but it still tastes like coffee. I'm not a fan.
There's this coffee shop near me that makes a really nice mocha.
I mean, that's
like
good.
a really good one.
That's
And they
good.
keep it's like a cold brew mocha too, which is like it tastes like chocolate milk almost.
I would disagree because all coffee has that little bitterness that I can't stand. Maybe I'm really picky when it comes to coffee, but do not have the tongue for it. Do not have the taste buds to really cope with the coffee goodness that everyone seems to be a part of. Me personally, I like tea. I've grown to
I get you.
enjoy tea, so I will drink tea.
I like some tea too. I just had some.
Yeah.
Just finished my cup.
Yeah, you were drinking some Aussie tea.
I imported it from Australia.
Yeah, and you're like, it's not. Were you saying it was disappointing?
No,
Okay,
it was all right.
it was
pretty
alright.
good.
It was alright. Okay.
I mean, it was a tea bag, right?
Yeah.
And what it was is the tea itself is supposed to have like gum tree flavor to it. It's like Australian leaves that like, aren't native to North America.
Obviously.
So it's like really interesting. So I was craving that taste. I was craving to see what that taste was like, and I didn't. I don't know. It tasted more like black tea, but I guess there was a hint of it to it.
The flavor's always subtle.
Yes, it was a very subtle taste to it,
Mhm.
and I liked it enough. I'm glad I bought this. I mean, would I buy it again? Probably not, since it was so expensive.
I mean, that's okay. The disappointment came with me and my tea because I mixed it up. See, I like a nice chai green,
Yeah.
and the brand that I get has a really nice chai green. I add some almond milk. I add some honey to it. It's good stuff. I, on the other hand, decided to branch out a little bit and be like, okay, you know what? What else do they got? Because gotta try different flavors, see if there's anything else that I like from this brand. So I went with their premium green tea, and
You know what you should try by this brand that I know of now because you told me what it was?
what's
You
that?
should try their jasmine tea. It's pretty good.
Okay, I'll do that next time. I'm just stuck
I
with
think
this
there's a
green tea for like 2 weeks.
I think there's a jasmine green tea. There's a few different offshoots of it, but the jasmine is pretty good. I remember.
Yeah. They do have a couple different choices when it comes to the green tea. I do know that much. It's just that going off of what I see, I decided to go straight for the green tea. And I'll tell you what, it does give you a nice energy boost. So I like that. But for my money, the flavor is just, it's very lacking. But
Mhm.
I can't blame the tea itself because I think green tea on its own is kind of eh. I don't know. I feel like it's definitely to be experimented with because I feel like you can do that with tea. You don't just have
Yeah.
to sell for the vanilla product. You can mix it up. I might add some ginger to it next time, a little bit of cinnamon. Although I don't know if that would work well with green tea.
Uh, maybe.
It's a work in progress. You gotta be a little crazy. You gotta experiment. You gotta really break the mold.
The thing about green tea is it has such a light flavor to it a lot of the time that it can become inoffensive depending on what you put in.
Yeah. I do like the chai green though. It has a nice flavor to it. You can mix it up and it tastes just dandy. But digressing, it's a tea for the ages.
This is almost like a tea podcast.
I mean, maybe a little bit. I'm working up to the next subject.
Yes. What is our next subject?
Oh, don't push the envelope. Then I'm gonna be put on the spot. I'm not gonna be able to think about it.
All right. Here's something to talk about, right? All right. So today at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading a post and I see Olympics, man. It's the Olympics. Did you know that right now?
Yeah, I had a feeling. I knew it was after the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl just happened like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know this kind of stuff because I don't have TV and I don't see news and stuff unless it's on the news. But
I gotta be honest, I wasn't really paying attention either.
The only news I'm seeing is like political crap revolving around the Olympics. I don't see anything about the results.
That's kind of
It makes me
weird.
sad.
It's weird.
I want to read about, who got gold, who got silver. I want to read about the events. I don't want to read about which political power person is talking to which political power person. I want to hear about the events.
I wonder if they're just saving it until the whole Olympics is done.
It's gotta be.
Unless it's already done. But I know the Olympics is a several-day event.
No, it just started like recently, I think.
Yeah. How would you feel about being in the Olympics if you ever found yourself somewhere in a category?
Wow. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to be in the Olympics.
Because you're basically representing your nation, your country.
Depends on the game I would do. Like if it was more of a team sport, I mean, at least if we fail, at least it's just not, it doesn't fall on me.
Mm-hmm. Unless, of course, you're the weak link of the bunch.
That's not usually the case with most team
Mhm.
sports, because if you look at like team sports throughout the ages, it's more of a collective effort that they get blamed for.
Would you do the bobsled?
No, those kind of things are too scary. Like I don't like roller coasters.
You don't want to go fast,
No,
so you would not be the Sonic. You would not do the Sonic sports. And by
no,
Sonic, I'm
I
talking
would
the
do.
Hedgehog.
Yeah,
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster, 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 faster.
you would see me do something more grounded.
Bowling.
That's not Olympic sport, I don't think. Curling, yeah.
You would do curling. I thought
No,
bowling was
I
an
think I
Olympic
would
sport.
do.
I'm gonna
I
look this up. I'm gonna
I
look it
think
up.
I would definitely be more of a Summer Olympics person. I think what I would do would be probably archery. That would be like something I would do. Or something, it's like skill. I mean, I used to do track and field. That's fine. I could do the 100 meter too, but I'm not nearly as fit as someone like Usain Bolt or something like that.
Okay, so bowling was featured in the Summer Olympic Games demonstration program in 1988.
Is it been? Was it only that one time?
Yeah.
So
Well,
it wasn't the Olympics
from the
once.
looks of it,
So it wasn't the Olympics once.
I think it's being considered for 2020. It's
Where is the next
I
Olympics for
mean
the summer?
from what I'm looking, and I want to clarify. I don't know how accurate Wikipedia is. It's just an article here on Wikipedia. Uh,
Mhm.
and it's saying on June 22nd, June 2015, it was announced that bowling made the cut from the 28 sports to the last 8 to become a new sport for the 2020 Summer Olympics. So it's not dead. It may come back, according
I
to
would.
Wikipedia.
I think my brother would like that because he likes watching professional bowling for
So
whatever reason.
so yeah, there you go. That's your sport. That's what you gotta get going, man. You gotta start training. Chaz, you can become a champion.
A champion bowler?
A champion bowler. You'll make lots of money.
I don't think they make any money
I,
during the Olympics. In fact, I think they have to pay money,
but Chaz, think of all the endorsements that you'll get.
like Wheaties.
Yeah.
I could be on a Wheaties box
I
bowling.
Sure. Yeah, there you will. You'll be in your you'll be with the bowling ball and you'll be on the front box.
Maybe Budweiser will put me on one of the cans.
Oh, Budweiser would totally put you on their cans. Be endorsed by Chaz's Rad.
Budweiser
They'll
is
call
my
it the
choice
they'll call
beer.
it the Budweiser Bowling Brew.
But I don't even like Budweiser.
Oh, you'll like this Budweiser. You'll be paid to say that.
Can it be like Paps?
Listen,
I'm being
how are you
picky.
gonna
That's
how are
all.
you gonna do a beer that doesn't start with a B? Because I mean, you're bowling that starts with a
B
B.
Bowling Brew. Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah. Budweiser Bowling Brew. That's 3 B's right there.
What about Paps Blue Ribbon Bowling Brew?
It just doesn't roll off the tongue
It's too many
nearly
words.
as
Too
yeah,
many
it just
words.
doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as well.
It's too many. Put too many words. Gotcha. I
Yeah,
get it. I
yeah.
understand.
I'll tell you what. If I get endorsed by Budweiser for just saying that, I would probably shit myself. It'll never happen. Nor am I advocating that I'm gonna go out and get myself a case of Budweiser.
And you're just gonna write Bowling Brew on all of the cans.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be like that one time Chris Chan went to GameStop and just put like was it recolored images of Sonic's arms in the game cases, and then he got in trouble. Same issue. I'll get banned from the grocery store.
The grocery store.
Yeah, I'll get banned from the grocery store because I keep slapping on little homemade, badly written bowling brew. And then I'll find a picture of you and just put you there, and I'll Photoshop your face on like a bowler giving a thumbs up with a bowling ball or something. I would Photoshop that for the the channel, like the episode image, but not gonna happen. Thumbnail. I would do that for the thumbnail, but I don't have that I don't have the capabilities to make that happen. So that sucks. I don't know. The thumbnail for this part would probably just be like a bowling ball or something. I don't know. Image of a tea bag.
A tea bag with a bowling ball.
Yeah,
bowling ball, bowling tea.
Nah, I can't do that. It'll just be some like used tea bag, all saggy, just on like a counter, just out in the open, little puddle like forming around it because it was already in the water. I'll make it happen. You'll see. It probably won't even be any of that.
It'll end up being like
It won't nearly be as good as the first podcast episode where you just like Photoshop
the game.
Yeah, where you just like Photoshop the game and like a really bad Photoshop. That was classic.
I didn't even attempt anything. I just kind of threw things on.
You're just like, happy birthday, Gilda. I was like, oh my god.
It wasn't even your birthday.
Well, it was around the time.
It was close.
Yeah. I still gotta go play Breath of Fire 5. Try to beat it. It's not gonna happen.
I still gotta play Pokemon Stadium 3.
Is that even gonna happen?
No.
I think Actually, no, I take it back. There is like a Pokemon. It's not Pokemon Stadium 3, but I think it's Pokemon Coliseum.
It's not the same.
I think Pokemon Coliseum is like Pokemon Stadium 3.
Not the same.
It pretty much is. It's just named different.
Crappy story.
No, I think that's Gale of Darkness.
No, it's Coliseum because my brother had it.
Oh, okay.
And I played it, and I caught Entei for him.
I know there's like 2 GameCube games that had Pokemon.
But there's Gale of Darkness. I've never played that one.
That one has a story to it.
It's probably a continuation of Coliseum.
I have no idea.
You drive your motorcycle in the desert, and you got Espeon and Jolteon, or Espeon and Umbreon.
Wait, that is Gale of Darkness.
It's the same guy, I think.
That's Gale of Darkness.
It's Coliseum and Gale of Darkness. It's definitely... I know my games, man. And I did not have Gale of Darkness.
Were you fighting dark versions of Pokemon?
Yup.
That was Gale of Darkness.
Is this the same game?
It's not, though.
It is, though.
It's not, though.
It's the same.
I'm gonna say you probably played Pokemon Gale of Darkness, but it wasn't Coliseum.
I did not play Pokemon Gale of Darkness. I've never played Pokemon Gale of Darkness.
I swear that's probably Pokemon Gale of Darkness.
It's like it's gotta be a continuation of the story.
I'm pretty sure it's a one-off.
I don't know. I don't recognize this character.
Cause it was like a one-off character.
Because the character was this dude with this stupid white line on his nose. I got the game right here. This is the game I played. It's got the dude with the white line on his nose. Yeah, motorcycle. Yeah, Espeon and Umbreon.
Yeah, you're probably right. But then what was Gale of Darkness?
Gale of Darkness, I think, is the same premise, is just a different person.
No, I don't know. I don't actually know.
I don't know, because I didn't have it. There seems to be there's dark Pokemon in that one, too.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole premise. It was like the cover art was like a dark version of Lugia.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh my god! Somebody who knows this game, tell us the difference
It
between.
hurts my head.
Because I don't. I know for a fact I don't have this game.
I guess it is the successor of Pokemon Coliseum. That's all I really know. I see. It's like I kind of care enough to look it up, but not enough to really pay that much of attention. So
Yeah.
I don't really want to do the legwork to.
Isn't like Gale of Darkness really expensive now?
I don't know. I
I'm
believe
gonna
it.
go look.
You
I'm
want to
gonna
know
go.
what's really expensive that I happen to own?
Wait a minute. You told me this Cube World or something like that.
Close. You're close.
Yeah, Gale of Darkness is $166 right
Okay.
now.
All right. I got another game for you to look up.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Cubivore.
that's the word.
Yeah, that's.
War. I don't think I spelled it right.
It's the lesser known version of Animal Crossing.
Cube. C-U-B-E.
Yeah.
Let's see if I spelled it right this time. There it is. Ah! That's a lot of money.
How much?
Well, this one, brand new, $477.
Oh, mine's not brand new. It's open.
$159.
There you go.
$160 plus shipping. My God, this game's made by Atlas.
Yeah. I don't know why it's so expensive.
Probably because nobody's heard of it, and the people who, man, it's hard to get GameCube games. Those are expensive these days.
I
They're almost as expensive as what they were when you first bought them.
It's
Some of them
it's
anyway.
not though. I swear it happened within the last like couple of years because I got it. I remember getting it probably like close to full price,
Mhm.
like $50 or $60 or something like that. But yeah, the value just went up.
Like I bought the last GameCube game I bought. What did I buy? F-Zero GX.
Mm-hmm.
I got that. I was in a bid for it, which won the bid. I got it for $20.
No, that
That's a
sounds
lot
pretty.
of it. It's reasonable, but
Yeah.
when you look at that game, they go for more than that. A lot of them, like buy now,
Mm-hmm.
and like forget about it. Like Cubivore here, I'm never gonna be able to buy that game.
That's okay. You can play. You can play it with yours truly. You can just come over. We'll have a good time. You'll be like, "What is this game?" I'll be like, "It's Cubivore," and you'll be like,
Is it
yeah.
co-op?
"No."
Oh.
But we can take turns.
What's another game I won't be able to buy? Probably
I got one for you.
Pikmin 2.
Oh,
I'm not gonna be able to buy that game.
I got Pikmin 2. I got one for you.
Which one?
It's my favorite game.
Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
What the? No.
Have you ever played that?
No.
Kinda
I've seen gameplay footage. There was a hilarious review I saw. It was great. Apparently, Billy
of it.
just goes around saying good morning as soon as he does anything.
He goes, "Come on!" and then he hatches eggs.
Yeah. No, my favorite game of all time. I know you know this one. I'll give you. I'll
the
give you.
Warriors.
No, although that is on my top 10.
Is that even how expensive is that?
I don't think it's that expensive. It's also on the. I think it's on stores like the online stores that you
That's
can
pretty
download.
expensive. $42.
I mean, sure. Except you can buy it on like I don't know the PSN or like the Xbox Live Marketplace for a lot less than that. So I'd say not too bad.
Get it on that instead.
Yeah, it has better graphics anyways.
Def Jam Fight for New York.
No, I don't even know.
wanted that game when I was a kid. It's like, oh, I can't wait to play Def Jam Fight in New York. It's
You
really
want to know
fun.
what game I couldn't wait to play, and then it glitched out on me?
What one?
True Crimes, New York City.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned that once.
Okay, so I have the Xbox version, and I'm not sure if this is just like exclusive to that version of it, or if it's like kind of a worldwide, like a all release sort of version. But I think it was kind of a Xbox exclusive bug, and it was game breaking bug. And I looked it up in like a list of videos, and apparently I wasn't the only one that had this issue. But it sucks either way because I was really deep into the game, and apparently there's a glitch where you'll get into this fight with this one guy, and it's I think it's on a girder or something. You're suspended in midair, and you have to push him off. Except the glitch makes it so you can't push him off. You can get him as close to the edge, but you will never successfully be able to push him off of the girder, and it's a bug. It's a game-breaking bug.
It's the Xbox version, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The original one.
Yeah, yeah.
That system, man. That thing. I got an Xbox bug too on my hockey game.
But this sucks because I wanted to beat the game, and I could never beat the game.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was just like, it was heartbreaking because I was really deep in. Because I remember it was, I think you could pick the case, and it was the last out of three major cases. Each one was pretty lengthy, if I remember. But yeah, this was the last one in that, and I was gonna advance the plot, and I was gonna get like I don't know, it's gonna be amazing. I could feel it, and I never got there because I couldn't do anything with this one little case. It was just straight up. I'm stuck in limbo trying to push off what's his name? I don't know. It was something really stupid. It was like Billy or something like that. I couldn't push him off.
Darn you, Billy!
Yeah.
Fall off the freaking edge.
It probably wasn't Billy, but my point is, it was something just really, really, really trivial, and it felt lame. And I was like, God, why can't I do this? What's wrong with me? And apparently, like in the video that I was looking, apparently there's like a small window at the very beginning of the battle.
Oh.
Literally lasting about like 5 seconds. No, probably. I think it's like a quarter of a second. Like really quick. You'll never be able to do it, and it sucks. It hurts.
You can do it. I think you can do it.
No, it's one of those things where it's like, despite even if you had like the perfect game, still wouldn't be able to do it. It's that quick.
Why does Billy not want to fall off the edge?
Anyways, so yeah, you're stuck in limbo, and essentially you can get pushed off the edge, no problem, and you'll die, and it sucks. It hurts. And I cried.
So you just
I didn't
keep
actually
fighting
cry.
him.
Yeah,
You
you'll
just
just
can keep fighting him
perpetually
forever.
you'll just perpetually keep on doing this and being like, why am I such a failure at life? Because you're a teenager and you don't know any better. And yet it has one of the catchiest songs I ever heard, all about homicide. Oh, it's great. Back when I was a shitty teenager, I would listen to rap because a lot of the neighborhood kids were doing that, so it was cool. So I would do that, and obviously, knowing nothing about rap or any good rap, I would just latch on to anything available, and that was one of them. And I was like, "Hey, this is cool."
Yo, is it like the rap music that the kids in the club listen to?
Yes. I mean, it's outdated. You gotta remember
that. Is it like
that.
Ludacris?
I mean, I would listen to Ludacris back in the day. I would. I still have it on my MP3 player.
Is it DMX?
I did not listen to DMX, but I'm pretty sure had I at the time, I would have.
Is it who else was a big rapper?
50 Cent.
50 Cent. There you go. He had a game.
Yeah, he did. I own the game. I still
Is it
own
any
it.
good?
I'll tell you what. If I ever Let's Play it, you'll be the first one to know.
Yes.
And I don't think I can Let's Play it because I'm pretty sure that's just one giant copyright takedown.
But it's 50 Cent, man.
Yeah, and they also have legitimate music
Oh.
on the game. Like
50 Cent.
they have like all of his songs. Well, they have a lot of his songs on the
I
game.
mean, if it wouldn't be a 50 Cent game if it didn't have his
No, they
music in
wouldn't.
it.
It's called 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Is he actually bulletproof in that game?
Uh, he can take bullet damage like any other video game character. So a couple shots not gonna hurt him. And also you can regenerate his health. So there you go. Make of that what you will.
Is he like, you know, I had to watch the game play footage
Mm-hmm.
if slash when you let's play it.
If I ever let's play it, I don't want to make that promise.
If slash if.
If big if. I find it funny. I think so. Did 50 Cent kind of retire?
He he went bankrupt or something.
Okay, because I was gonna
That's,
say
that's
like
what I know. Like he owes like a lot of money, and then he was still like flaunting it in pictures. Like he made like this. He had this picture where he was like the news of him was like he was going bankrupt, and then he posted a picture online of him saying broke, but he spelled it out with stacks of like $100 bills.
I was gonna say I remember it every now and then. You see him in like a commercial or something like that.
Last I heard of him, it was one of those videos online that like
Yeah.
I forget who does it. Is it GQ magazine or
I don't know.
Vanity
It
Fair? One
doesn't
of those.
matter. Point is, like, he pops up from here and there to like advertise something, but then he just kind of disappears into obscurity.
He was
I feel
he's
like
50 Cent, man.
Yeah.
I only know like 2 songs by him.
I know about 2 songs that he did also. I just gotta say the guy's an enigma. I feel like if I was gonna look up stuff, sure, I'd probably get all the answers that I crave, but I kind of like just having this air of mystery.
Isn't his first name like Curtis?
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Like it's something like that. It probably isn't
Curtis
Curtis,
50
but
Cent Jackson.
yeah,
I think that sounds right.
I'm gonna go with that.
Let's see if I'm right.
Okay,
Yeah, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
you knew it. So you're more in tune with 50 Cent than you got. Let's play it.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna go buy the game right now.
How much is the game?
I'm gonna find out.
I mean, if it's too expensive, I
50%.
can just like give it to you.
Bulletproof. It's not very expensive at all.
Well, there you go. I think what'd be even better is if they were still making copies.
They should make more copies of this game.
They
What do
should
you have it on?
Xbox.
This is a PlayStation 2 version.
Oh, that's probably what you got.
$5.
$5. Okay. You know what? I'll take it.
Let's see. The Xbox version's a little bit. Oh, is it more expensive? I don't even like that. I'm not buying the Xbox version.
You want to know
That's-
what game
I
I
want the
remember?
PS2 version. What game?
And I know you know this game because I remember you had a video a while back. I think you were actually you were attempting to let's play it and then you kind of took it down. Gun.
Yes, I worked really hard on that Let's Play. I filmed it all in one take, and the file got corrupted.
Oh, I'm so sorry, brother. That game is really short, and I was so disappointed by that.
That's why I was able to Let's Play it in one take.
It starts out so strong too. That was my favorite part about it. But it just ends, and it's so disappointing.
That final boss was annoying though.
I don't remember the final boss.
It's that dude with a lot he had armor.
I believe you.
Like throws dynamite at you.
Yeah, I just remember like getting through it. See, this is why I don't remember like the final boss. I remember getting through it. I remember doing it, and then I was like, "That's it." Because you can keep playing the game after you finish it, but if you keep doing everything, there's really no point to doing any of it. You're just kind of exploring, and it's all empty. I think the only thing I had to do at the end of the game was do all the blackjack, do all the gambling and card stuff.
Yeah.
And I sucked at it, and that's why I didn't complete it because I was like, I'm terrible when it comes to this kind of stuff.
That's why people love Red Dead Redemption.
I like Red Dead Revolver. I love Red Dead
I've never
Redemption.
played Red Dead Revolver.
Red Dead Revolver has very little connection to Red Dead Redemption.
I think I would like Red Dead Revolver than I liked Red Dead Redemption
I don't know.
because out of all all right, there's only been 3 games I've ever sold back
Mm-hmm.
to GameStop, returned, and that's one of the 3.
Oh, Chaz, you broke my heart.
What, Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah, you broke. I love that
hated it.
game. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. In fact, you know what I plan to do?
You're gonna Let's
Legitimately,
Play?
I'm gonna Let's Play Red Dead Revolver before I get to Red Dead Redemption. But yeah, I do plan on doing both those games at some point.
That was one of. Actually, you know what? 4 games. 4 games. Wait, 4?
I do want to clarify. I don't know
4.
if I'll get to it this year. It's on the list of games that I do want to do, but legitimately I can't be like I'm gonna do it next week. If I was streaming, I would totally just be like, we're doing a Red Dead Revolver stream, everybody. If you're thinking it's gonna be like Red Dead Redemption, you're sadly mistaken, because the two are completely different in gameplay and story.
Now, have you played Call of Juarez?
No, it sounds familiar though.
Any of them? There's 3 of them.
No.
Or 4. I don't know.
No. Is it a computer game?
No, because I played demo on Xbox 360.
No, I haven't played any of them.
It's a Western game.
I think I do remember reading up about that because one day I sat down because here's the weird thing. I like Western games. I like the setting. I like playing in that setting, and I have a lot of fun just kind of role playing with the concept. But the thing about it is, I feel like there's not a lot of them to go off on because it's like you got Gun, you got Red Dead Revolver, you got Red Dead Redemption, and I remember having a lot of fun with all those games despite the fact that Gun is really short.
You might like Call of Juarez.
I might. I just know that I have a lot of fun playing those types of games. They're great.
It's a first-person shooter one, I think. It's
I would actually play it.
It's an FPS Westernish game. I think it takes place in Mexico.
I mean, I'm down with that. It's good.
I only played a demo of it, and then I was like, all right, this is kind of all right.
You know what I plan on doing?
What?
Plan on playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
I heard that was coming out, and it got pushed back or something.
I'm fine with it. You know what? I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna have fun playing it.
You know what game I'm not gonna buy?
That game.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I know. I'm hurt. You hurt me, Chaz.
Sorry. I've probably heard a lot of people saying that.
You're twisting the blade.
Sorry.
And I'm not criticizing your choice. I'm criticizing the fact that you
should criticize
did this.
my choice.
Well, I mean, it's your choice. How am I going to criticize your choice? Am I going to
Because
be
I have
some
bad
sort of?
taste in
Am I
games.
going to be like some stupid kid? Dude, I care about our friendship. I really do. I care about it enough to like overlook the factoid that you're like, I don't like Red Dead Redemption. Not. It's just one of those things where it's like, ow, I love this game. How could I be torn about your decision?
Sorry.
I care about
sorry
you.
that I don't like the game that you like.
I mean, I guess that's as good enough of an apology that as anything else. I can't be that critical about it.
But you also have to remember, I have really, really bad taste in games.
I also recall, and this is probably the big thing between us, you like the older style of westerns, whereas I'm kind of more in tune with the more newer style of things, and I do believe that's one of the biggest differences when it comes to like Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Revolver.
See, I really liked Gun. I really, really liked that game.
And I'm thinking Gun
and
was kind of more on the older style of things, a little bit in story.
The same experience as that game in Red Dead Redemption.
I do have to admit, see, Red Dead Revolver is a lot more linear. There's not a whole lot to explore in the outside world because there really isn't one. Uh, Gun actually did have a little bit of an open world exploration. The problem with it was it's super limited
Yeah.
because there's only so much you can do with it, and that's it's cool because there's a lot of things that they attempted to do. The problem is they didn't give enough to do afterwards. Like there's no replayability. There's not a whole lot there. Red Dead Revolver actually does give replayability
Hmm.
because you can play the game again, but you have better guns and everything. Like you have what you have at the end of the game.
Do I get like an awesome peacemaker?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes, you can at the end of the game you can get the best gun that you basically get the gun at the end of the game, which is like the best gun ever.
Is there like Winchesters and stuff in that game?
I think so.
So those are my favorite.
It's been a while. See, that's the only problem. I can't verify this because it's been a while. I don't have the information in front of me, so I can't be like, oh yeah, it has Winchesters. It has See, I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to guns, but yeah, you get the idea.
What's the last Western movie you watched?
I have to think about this one, and I think you're
I
gonna
don't
be
know if-
very disappointed.
Will I?
I think so. I think the last Western I saw was I can't even remember.
Because I haven't watched many movies lately.
It
But
was
I don't know if you considered this movie Western or not.
okay. Give it to me.
Hateful Eight.
Nope.
You would not consider that Western?
I mean, maybe. I don't. I just. I never saw it. Okay. All right. I can tell you the last. I don't know if you would consider it a Western, but I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it still qualifies.
What you got?
The Lone Ranger, the remake.
I actually don't mind that movie.
I think that was the last Western I saw.
That's all right. That's okay. that
The
movie.
only reason I say I don't know if you could qualify, it's a bit campy because I think Disney.
It's absolutely campy, but
I
I
think
liked
Disney
it.
was behind it.
I mean, it's less campy than Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
But that's the best.
I love that movie.
I gotta watch
It's
it.
so dumb.
Are we talking the room level dumb or just in its
No.
own category?
It's like, all right, Men in Black is cool, right?
Yeah.
But you got like some funny humor kind of
Yeah,
thing. Like
yeah,
take
yeah.
that humor and make it really like
Western.
no, I don't know how to describe. It's just dumb. All right,
Okay.
it's just dumb. It's
All
like
right.
it's like
Okay, let me rephrase the question. All right, let me ask you a question, and just give me a straight
it's
yes
Will
or no.
Smith doing his thing,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, let me propose a question, and your answer will determine how I feel about this movie.
hmm
Is this a movie I should drink liquor to?
You might enjoy it with liquor.
Okay. I might get a bigger bang for my buck if I do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right.
It's like 90s action, like 90s overhyped action
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. I'm fine with 90s overhyped action.
Kind of like
I
it's
was
not
a
on
kid
the same level as Batman
or
Forever.
Wayne's World.
It's not it's not on that level of like Batman Forever kind of dumb,
Yeah.
but it's in like that.
Well, I mean,
league.
Wayne's World was dumb, but it was intentionally dumb, and it was great for
Yeah.
that. It's funny.
It was an offshoot of
It
a
was a
Saturday
comedy.
Night Live
Yeah.
skit.
It was. It was Mike Myers in his prime, and people
And
loved
she
it.
plays Ballroom Blitz in that movie. That was cool.
Yeah. I will say this. I like the 90s. I think the 90s were a great time. I was a really young kid during that era, so yeah, I can dig that.
Certainly better than now.
I don't know about that. I mean, for my money, I kind of like a lot of the gaming systems we have. I wouldn't trade that up. I wasn't.
I would.
I have to admit, I wasn't a huge gamer in the '90s. That didn't start until I think.
Yeah, that me too. I mean, it was early 2000s for me.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I may have started in the latter, like the very tiptoe end of the '90s.
I
Like,
mean, I got a Game Boy Color and N64 in the late 90s. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. I
and I
got
had an
Pokemon.
NES and I had an NES in about in mid
Hmm.
90s.
I mean, I had a Game Boy in the '90s, and I remember I played it, and I remember I usually did that during long trips. But I would say,
Game games didn't have the same whole. It didn't have the same culture to me that it does now. Like I just
yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna go play my video games now. All right, I'm gonna go play with my castle toys now.
Hmm. I would say for me, it was like I had gaming, but yeah, it didn't have the same hold that it does nowadays.
Because I had my action figures and stuff that I played with,
Hmm.
which I spent a lot of time playing that. And I
Yeah.
had like I said, I had my castle toys, which were awesome. I had like this whole castle play set with knights and stuff, and then I had a pirate play set, and that was cool too.
Yeah,
I used to
I
play it.
guess I was kind of the cool kid to all the neighborhood kids back in the early days because I was one of the few kids that actually had both a Nintendo and a Sega Genesis.
Ooh.
So obviously, once kids found out about that, they wanted to come over and play like one of those. There was
Yeah,
this
well, I
one
had
kid who always wanted to
high-definition.
hang. I think it was my neighbor actually, cause when I was really young, I lived in a trailer park. And then we moved and lived in another trailer park, but it was a nicer trailer park. And I spent most of my time living in that, but I'm talking about like pre grade school. I think I was like in kindergarten. I was living
Mhm.
in I was living in the outskirts of Seattle. Like it was pretty close to Seattle, but it was still kind of not in the whole city part. It was still it was a little residential area.
Mhm.
Anyways, there was a neighbor kid, and he was a piece of shit. I guess it kind of rubbed off on me. That's why I was like, "Oh, you like Digimon? What's wrong with you?" Anyways, this kid, he came from a really shoddy household. Namely, it was
Mhm.
just his dad, and his dad was a drunk. Like he'd get drunk.
Yeah.
And I say this because this kid would swear like all the time. So guess what I did?
Swore
I
all the
learned.
time.
No, I didn't swear all the time. I learned words that I was like, oh, I guess I shouldn't say that because I got in trouble.
Mhm.
I'll get to that story in a second. But anyways, this kid would come over all the time because I had a Sega Genesis, and he'd be like, "Oh, you got like Sonic and all that," and so he obviously wanted to play all these games, or he'd want to
Yeah.
play Nintendo because I have these capabilities. So, anyways, yeah, I thought this kid was really cool because he always wanted to hang out with me. There was also some other like kids in that trailer park, but I don't know. I don't remember them nearly as well. I was really young at the time. Again, this was kind of like the kindergarten range, like a little bit
Yeah.
before that. So, really young. I remember though that like this kid was a piece of shit, and I'll tell you why. He had this other kid. They rode the bus. I
Mhm.
remember I was in kindergarten. I was riding the bus. I think they put me up to saying fuck one time. Now, as a kid, as a really young kid that's into kindergarten, that's a big no no. You shouldn't say
Yeah.
things like that. I didn't know any better because, this kid is just like edging me on to say it. So I do. And you know what him and his friend do?
Well, they tell on you.
They tell the bus driver. So straight up, like when it comes to my stop, because I was the last stop on that whole entire bus ride,
Yeah.
as were these kids. They basically the bus driver tells me to like stay on the bus. Or I think it was a female bus driver. She lets the other two get off. I get in trouble. My grandma picks me up from the bus stop, and then like I get scolded, and I'm just like I don't know what I did, and they're just like you never say that word, and I was like. But they told me to say it, and she's like, "You never say that word." I was just like being scolded, and I didn't understand what I did wrong. But uh, I mean, I guess the end of the day, it was like I should never say that word. So all entirely that helped with my brainwashing as a kid to never say it. They just had this look of like disappointment and anger, and I'm just like, oh no, what did I do? Did I mean, obviously, as a kid, I was like, I guess that I shouldn't have done that, but it just really got me depressed the whole entire day.
Yeah.
I remember my mom was like really disappointed in me, and I was just like, no, you don't understand. They set me up. They told me to say
They told
this.
me they said it was cool.
They did, man. It was ridiculous. And so that's like one thing I never got over as a kid. I was just like, but I was set up. I was framed. And so yeah, these kids, they just straight up were terrible. And so then later, like when I was in 5th grade, I had like this other kid that was in the other neighborhood that we ended up moving in, and I remember he was like, dude, you ever heard this word? Because everyone's rediscovering all the swear words and stuff like that, or at least this kid was, and so he's just like, you ever heard of the F word? And I'm just like, yeah. He's like, say it. And I was like, no.
You say it.
I'll get in trouble. I didn't tell him, the kid. I think eventually, I think eventually I did tell him. I got in trouble one time for saying it, but yeah, ridiculous childhood trauma. That's what this is.
Saying the F word.
Yeah, I got in trouble for it. I also got in trouble for running in the middle of a parking lot.
For what?
Running in the middle of a parking lot. It was late at night. Oh, I don't remember. I was really young. Apparently, all my trouble-hooded child days were at the outskirts of Seattle in this shoddy trailer park.
Hmm.
You know, said the F word there. I was really young. You ever have a Shirley Temple?
Yeah,
They're really good, right?
I do like Shirley Temples.
Yeah, I used to get them all the time when I was a kid. Like, I think my uncle introduced me. And so ever since then, I'd be like, I really like this. I want a Shirley Temple. And so, my uncle would always hook me up whenever they went to the restaurant. There was like a restaurant within walking distance of where we lived.
Mm-hmm.
I think we drove there, though, but it was really close. It was just like around... It was like around the corner, like just a block over from the park.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, at this place, they would always give me a Shirley Temple. I think they would always get drinks, but I don't remember too much. I was really young. But apparently, the red dye in those things would make me really aggressive as a kid, from what I hear.
Red 40, man.
Yeah. So
I always make the joke every time I write about it.
Yeah, apparently it made me bounce off the walls. Like, I've become super hyperactive. That's the kind of kid I was. So I remember one time, I think my mom was like, we were trying to go back to the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as my mom was walking with me, because you're supposed to hold hands, just like it's the safe thing to do at night, especially when you're as young as I was. I think I broke her grip, and I just started darting off like in the middle of this parking lot late at night. And by late at night, I'm pretty sure it was probably around like 8 or 9, but in my mind it was a lot later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I just started darting across it, and I got grounded for a week from my video games, and it was so heartbreaking.
Stop running in the parking lot.
Yeah. This was the kind of hell I raised as a kid. I just want you to know, these two events. I was a pretty tame kid for the most part. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was mama's boy, and I never wanted to upset her.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, I was pretty tame. I was always like, "I love you, Mom. Is there anything I could do?" But anyways, no. The best part about it, though, because she was like super determined to make sure that I would never do anything like that. She told me, what if a car just like came up and like ran you over? So in order to demonstrate this, I think she took either a pumpkin or a watermelon. I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember. It was one of those two. She took one, ran it over with the car that we had at the time, and said, like, if you're not careful, this could have been your head.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any better. So I thought it was really cool, because you're crushing things with science.
With it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's destruction. It's fascinating. So you want to know what I proposed?
What did you
This is the
propose?
best part of the story. Okay, I proposed. I was like, Mom, what if we run over a videotape?
A videotape?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there's more. Like in my mind, this all made sense. So she got a videotape and she ran it over. Okay, and now in my mind, in my childhood logic, this is what I was thinking would happen. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I was unaware that you needed a device to capture footage and record with, so you could play it back in a VCR. I was unaware of this whole camcorder business.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking is, physically, all you had to do was just have a videotape and we would magically record anything that you had going on with it. So in my mind, when you ran over the videotape, it was recording all the footage, so you would be able to play it back in your VHS and your VCR. Your VHS would
Yeah.
record it, so you could play it back in your VCR. I'm old enough to actually have these two things in my life, so I know all about them.
Yo, my parents still have my VHS
I
collection.
have my VCR in my room. It's sitting on a box. It's magical. I remember how much of a pain they were because the tape would get jammed and would just start eating the film and it would go
But you have to do
everywhere.
you gotta like put on the tracking to make sure the picture comes out all right.
Yeah, but no, in my mind, the tape was absolutely destroyed. I want to make that clear. But in my mind, I was like, "Cool, we got run over footage. I can go put it in the VCR." And so I would tell my mom, "Mom, let's play in the VCR." And obviously, she probably had like this look on her face that it's like this fucking kid just like both like I can't believe how stupid my kid is, but me on the other hand, I'm just like I want to see like first person angle of what it's like to get run over. I want to see the tire just really like crush everything. It's gonna be great. Oh,
Man,
and the thing was just obliterated too. I remember the force of the tire just.
do you remember what video it was?
I think it was a blank tape or like one of those
Okay.
tapes that was recorded on
Like home movies and crap on it?
well, except we didn't have home movies. It was just a tape.
Pirated footage of
Really
stuff
really
that was
shoddy.
on.
Yeah, really shoddy like recorded on
Like, oh, I
something
recorded an episode of Will and Grace here.
or whatever was on, maybe Friends, I don't know, but yeah, something like that. It could have been an actual movie. Maybe she sacrificed a movie that I was never gonna like come back to. Because I had a little bit of a collection. I remember my mom, my dad, and my uncle would all spoil me. Actually, I should probably add in my grandparents. Everyone in my family would spoil me because I was the only child. So I had like both the hot gaming systems at the time. I had a Game Boy. I had like a small collection of VHS tapes. I was really spoiled. But yeah, basically, as a kid, I was thinking, man, this is gonna be magical. I can't wait to see this later on.
Did you attempt to put it in the VCR?
I don't think my mom would let me. I'm pretty sure
If
my
you
mom
did, it
would
probably
not be that
breaks the
stupid.
VCR.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because because I swear to God, the type of kid I was, if she would have sat that down like on a counter to just like do something for like 5 seconds, I would have grabbed it and shoved it into the VCR. Just be like, I want to see what it's like. No, I'm pretty sure like my mom was under the guise that I was just really stupid at the time. I'm pretty sure she did not connect the logic that I thought that's how it worked, because I don't think anyone in their right mind would logically think that. But it was magic. I'm not gonna lie. As a kid, it was magic.
Man, VCRs, dude.
Yeah,
I love watching old VCRs, and this is coming in January 1998.
yeah. You want to know what I remember, like off the top of my head? This is gonna sound really stupid, but I'll share it. So we had Toy Story, okay?
Yeah.
Great movie. I cannot recommend it enough, but that's not the point. Point is,
Yes.
I remember an advertisement at the very beginning.
Of Toy Story.
Yeah, of Toy Story. It was an advertisement for either Disneyland or Disney World. I don't know. Not important. Point is, fun-filled attraction. And so it was this kid, and he's talking about his fun time with Disney, with the amusement park.
Yeah.
And I remember in the middle of it, he makes a joke about like his brother being born. Actually, no, the setup was he's talking to his brother, and I think at the end of it, he's talking about the fact that his parents ended up like fucking, and she got pregnant.
At Disney.
Yeah, at Disney. Of course, because it's for kids, they sugarcoat it the hell out of it. But honestly, it's like that's what happened.
You know what?
Yeah,
I think I remember that advertisement.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
that you mention it.
Yeah, at the end, I think he's ignorantly talking about the fact that, his brother was
The
conceived.
punchline is, "Hey, my parents made magic too," or some
Yeah,
crap like
yeah.
that.
And I remember, I think as a kid, it didn't go over my head nearly as much as it should have.
Hmm.
At the very least, it stuck to the point where I was able to kind of like realize, oh, that's what they're talking about.
I
But
was always playing with toys or something before the movie
I think
actually
he was
started.
packing. He was packing because they were going back to like the amusement park.
Oh.
Because his brother was old enough to like semi enjoy it. He was still pretty
That-
young.
Now I'm gonna see if I can actually find this advertisement after the part's over. I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if I can find it on like YouTube or
Well,
something.
you won't have to worry because I'm gonna end it off here because we're almost at about an hour 30 and I have to get ready for work.
Oh, right. All right. If I find it, then I'll send it to you.
Cool. I will watch it. So I hope you all enjoyed this random part of T childhood memories. The hell raising I did.
Bowling in the Olympics.
Yeah, bowling in the Olympics. It's coming back in 2020. Mark my word. The
I'm
truth
on
is
the
it
team,
probably
guys.
won't. Anyway,
Pending.
patent pending. There is no patent pending.
This is pending.
All right. You know what? I'm ending off here. I have nothing
Okay.
left to say. I'm out of gas.
Happy birthday to anybody whose birthday is coming out. Not mine.
Not mine.
Somebody's.